Hello guys, si Keshan Veloso ulit ito at welcome sa episode 30 ng laro tayo ng Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition. So okay, tapusin na natin yung run, yung run na ginawa natin yung The Dig. Patapos na kukunin na lang natin yung huling tome. This job is a golden opportunity in more ways than one. A raid of the in-development museum, the Emperor's Tomb. The museum's claim to fame is its location. It rests on top of ancient catacombs, where an excavation is underway to convert them into the museum proper. Intel has it that the workers are dying, not from on-site accidents, but from magical disturbances in the area. Despite the hazards, development continues. Your client, Mr. Drake, contacted you to retrieve 2 tomes, probably ancient, magical, priceless. Naputol, teka. Magical, priceless, but it won't be a smash in the park. You have to get to the tomes before they're cataloged, where they'll afterward be near impossible to access. As you near the museum, its height and grandeur looms unsettlingly over you. Even unfinished, it reached an imposing size. At least that means it has plenty of room for pricey antiques. The best part, Mr. Drake needs this run to look unprofessional. Shattered glass and looting is encouraged. Okay, nung huli tayo natapos, na tayo sa combat na-force tayo into combat. So ngayon, nahanap na lang natin yung items. Teka. Ito siya. Ito yung second tome. Mission item added. Ancient book. Objective complete. Find both ancient books. Your comlink crackles. Your comlink crackles. You've got the books. Great. Next you need to head upstairs so I can wipe the security data. Then you're home free. Got it? You make it sound easy. Did you know these creatures were here? Ay, malamang hindi. Okay, got it. Na lang. Security rooms at the top of the stairs, leading back into the museum floor. A click on your comlink and he's gone again. Okay. So, kailangan natin lumabas na ulit. Okay. Paikot lang to Okay. Crap. Ano yan? Kalaban na naman. A cadaverous husk materializes in front of you, unfolding like a flower from nothingness into being. It stands with a surprisingly upright posture, and you can see that its robes were once of fine quality. It raises a hand to block your path. Ano lang guys, may message ako. Check ko lang kung important. Teka. Okay. Hindi naman masyado. Tsaka guys, speaking of messages, pasaway yung SIM card registration ng law Ang hirap pumasok doon sa mga website para mag-register na SIM. So, habang nire-record ko to guys, hindi pa ako registered. So, baka in the following days pa. Wala sikip ng website ang hirap makapasok So, anyway, tuloy natin to. Pretty material corpse. Stop! The thing's voice comes out in a hollow rasp. Something about it feels empty. It seems you can move freely through this realm, coming and going. Taking what is not yours. What are you? What do you want? Who are you? I was an assistant to a great man, an emperor. I was meant to continue assisting him in the afterlife, but something was unsettled. Bonds were broken. He is no longer here, and I wish to search for him elsewhere. I want out of this tomb. I must free myself from this place, but I cannot leave. My soul is bound within these catacombs, chained to the bones of a life that I no longer possess. So you think I can get you out of here somehow? I'm not helping a zombie break out of here. Eh, may kaibigan din tayong zombie. Ano ba yan? This place is bizarre. What is happening down here? Ito na lang. So I think I can get you out of here somehow? You can. Slowly, painfully, the mummy inclines its head. It reaches into the folds of its robes and produces a ring of fired porcelain. The creature extends its arms, presenting the object as an offering. Take this talisman and place it among the other artifacts you have removed. Once you have moved it behind the binding threshold of this excavation, I will be free. Let's say that I do this. What's in it for me? Take the talisman. Okay, I'll do it. Attack the mummy. I don't think so. You're staying here. Wag naman. Uh, let's say that I do this. What's in it for me? The sure knowledge that you have done what is right. Okay, you're gonna have to do better than that. Do that. I'm not lifting a finger for you without getting paid. Well, I do enjoy doing what's right. How do I know that I can trust you? Sige, ito na lang. As do I. When I am free, I will give you a thing, a token. Crumble it in your hands, and I will come in your aid. But only once. One time, and no more. So ano yan? Parang summon? So ano ka, summon monster? The mummy's eyeless sockets seem to stare into you, through you. Will you accept my offer? Take the talisman. Okay, I'll do it. Attack the mummy. Huwag naman yan. Sige, take the talisman. Thank you. The mummy inclines its head. I will be forever in your debt. Forever in your debt, tapos one time ka lang tutulong. Ano yun? Okay, so may nakuha tayong item. Mummy Spirit Talisman. Okay. So, save muna natin. Teka, ano ba yung susunod na i-ano kong stat? Parang gusto ko yung strength. Parang gusto ko level 5 yung strength ko. Save na muna natin. Fatigue. So ito. Itong room na to. Jackpoint. Hindi. Security terminal. The terminal is powered off. This is the one. Flip the switch on the bottom right. Then plug in my data chip. The script will doctor the security log so we can sneak you out. Turn on the terminal and plug in Drake's data chip. Okay, walk away. It's executing now. There's a pause. You can hear him clicking his tongue like a metronome. And done. Get out of there. Okay, so takas na tayo ngayon. Okay, done. Pero meron tayong isang kwarto dito na hindi natin na-access eh. Ito. Crap. Tatlong ano to? Tatlong kalaban. Okay. Palabas na lang eh. May gumanon pa. Ano ba yan? Teka. Punan kita. Weakness and strength. Triple hit. Nagbintis nga lang. Isabel. Hindi mo rin abot eh. Wala ka rin abot, ano ba yan? Kasi tamaan ako eh. Ating samurai. Poison spit. Hindi mo apot. Oh, never mind. Hindi mo apot eh. Nagmintis pasaway. Okay, bugbog. Okay, buti nagmintis. Dali. So well, ikaw muna. Nice. Okay. Dalawa na lang sila. Hindi nga natatamaan yung isa. Dura power. Pasaway. Okay, nice. A familiar voice pipes up in your communicator. Change of plans. Search those bodies for a key fob. You'll need it to access the side door. Where's the side door? In the lobby. My program didn't work as well as I'd expected. I've been monitoring the exits on my cameras, and the Hong Kong police force front have the front locked down. Since you can't go out the front now, you've got to exit out the side. That key will get you through the locked side door, which will take you out the east service exit. Okay, fine. Ito yun, ah. Ito na yun. Nasa side lang eh. Okay. So, kailangan natin tumanda sa exit dito. Okay, save nga muna natin. Okay, konti na lang. Kano na lang cash natin? 162. So ay meron pa pala rito, Ben. Buti nagmintis. Pasaway kayo. Buti na lang ako yung una. Kailangan natin muna maging defensive. Teka. Baka tayo ng formations. Teka. Dali lang. Tayo pwedeng mag-defend. Defend. Ito naman ang 91. Isabel. Ano ko kaya makikita dyan? Hirap pinpan ko minsan eh. Hindi. Defensive ka na lang muna. Meron ka bang maabot? Ayun. Sige, tama-tama. Alas deads na. Ouch. Abot ba? Thank you. Isabel. Buti hindi tinamaan yung ano. Station ka na lang. Mintis pa pasaway. Buti na lang yung pinag-inita mo. Nice. Tibay nung drone ni Raptor. So, uuwi na tayo. So, go. Exit. You're about to leave this location and return to Heyoy. Continue. Oh, uwi na. Tapos na eh. Mission na eh. Mission success na eh. Heyoy. Your adrenaline wanes as you fly through the subway. Fly through the subway tunnels on your way back to Heyoy. There isn't much left to do but pick the shards of glass off your clothes and congratulate yourself on one hell of a run. It's just too bad you couldn't keep the looted antiques. By the end, you'd managed to steal over 10,000 nuyen worth of items for your client, a number that will hopefully be reflected in your mission pay. The damage you caused will likely set the museum's development back even further. Not enough to cripple the project, just enough to send a message. But at the end of the day, you still managed to break a lot of exhibits, displays, and even the faces of a few tomb crawlers, the presence of which had conveniently slipped Drake's mind. Surprises aside, you come out on top, and thanks to some quick thinking on Drake's part, you got the books and you got out. Okay, so, end na natin. Balik na tayo sa base. Okay. Oh, level up din yung mga kasamahan natin. 8 karma, nice. Bigyan natin sila ng skills. Teka. Teka. Si Gabet, ang options natin either territoriality, augment, spell poison fog. Gabet's poison fog is upgraded to acidic fog, doing AP damage to those affected as well as HP damage. Level 4 spiritualist. Augment summon shrine spirits. Shrine spirits summoned by Gabet are now present for an additional turn before dispelling themselves for a total of 3 rounds. Actually, mas maganda to. Poison fog and tapos ito kay Raptor Mangler. Ability repair. The cooldown on Raptor's toolkit's repair ability is reduced from 5 rounds to 3 rounds. Ito sa Predator. Augment ability Overclock. Raptor's toolkit's Overclock ability now gives the targeted drone plus 2 AP and 2 movement for 1 round. Well, for 1 round lang. Repair ability. Sige, okay lang to. Sige. Kahit 1 round lang, okay lang yan. Si Gaichu, Red Samurai, gain ability, coup de grace. Gaichu gains a katana ability, plus 100 damage but can only attack stunned targets, cost 280. Ooh. Gain ability bite. Gaichu takes a bite out of his foe, restoring 8 HP over 2 rounds, and gaining 1 strength through the consumption of their flesh, plus 2 HP damage, plus 1 AP damage, cooldown 2. Ito, sige, go. Next. Ito naman si Duncan. Ang option sa kanya, ano to? Lethal Force. Duncan's standard equipment now includes a lethal shrapnel. Shrapnel field grenade. Base damage 12, ongoing 4 damage for 2 rounds. Strips on armor from affected targets. Crowd control. Duncan's standard equipment now includes a new flashbang that has a larger AoE, increased by 1 tile in all directions. Mm, para hindi sila maka-target. Or ito na lang, shrapnel, shred ng armor. Yan sa'yo. Sa'yo. Isabel naman. Sabotage. Augment weapon, mini launcher. Isabel's mini launcher is now packed with napalm charges. Igniting damage targets. Targets on fire will take an additional 6 HP 6 HP damage. Espionage. Boost program. Hindi, ako ang decker. So yan. Yan sa'yo. Ito. Ayusin lang natin. Si Duncan. Ito. Ito. Confirm. Okay. Okay. Wala pa tayo makukuha. Get some rest muna. Teka. Ito muna. Kailangan ko ng strength. Tignan ko nga ano. Will, ano yung ano to? Quick strike, no? Hindi ko kailangan yan. Strength nga. Strength. Ito muna. Tapos close combat. Hindi ko pa makukuha isa. Pero malapit na. Konti na lang. So, kailangan ko ulit ng 5 points para makuha ko tong susunod na skill. Confirm. Okay. Save ko muna. Save na naman. Pahinga. Crap. You enter the trawler to find your crew gathered together waiting for you. Isabel has her head buried in her PDA. The rest of them stand watching her, trying to be patient. Did something did someone call a crew meeting? I told you I'm the one call crew meetings. What's going on? Elizabeth, you look like you have something to tell the class. Okay, ito. Okay, ito na lang. The dwarf pace the dwarf paces the dwarf paces up and back, trying to decide how to begin. I've been doing my homework on Josephine Sang and Sang Mechanical Services. You're pacing, so that tells me you found something. I assume it's just a standard run of the mill mechanical service company. Spill it. Ito na lang. Masyado ano to eh. Masyadong prangka. Ito na lang. Ano kaya na-discover niya? Oh yeah, I found something. I found something, alright. Isabel lifts her PDA to her face and, and consults her notes. In 2011, talaga 2011 pa no? Sang Mechanical Services was a D-level corp, floundering in the shallow end of the Hong Kong corporate pool. That's when Josephine Shui married into the family. Josephine thought big. She conceived of a massive project that would catapult TMS into the big time, something she called the Prosperity Project. Yun na naman, ito yung sinasabi ni Raymond Black, yung prosperity lies in the world city. Prosperity. That's what Raymond was mumbling about. What does any of this have to do with Raymond? What is the prosperity project? Wag na muna yan. Dito na tayo kagad. Once upon a time, in the 1900s, the walled city was a densely populated slum. Something like 30,000 people crammed into 6.5 acres. Wait, I've heard this story before. It's a shithole. Hell on earth. Yada yada yada. That's today's walled city. The second world city. The first world city started life well over 100 years ago and lasted through both world wars and almost through the awakening. It was torn down in 1994 when the government had finally had enough. It had become such a haven for criminals that the cops would only enter it in large, well-armed groups. Sounds familiar. In 2021, Josephine Sang proposed a vision for a new type of low-income housing project, the Prosperity Project, a self-contained, low-cost walking neighborhood for the poor, but on a grand scale. The Prosperity Project would give Hong Kong's poor and the flood of refugees pouring into the country a place they could call their own, something that felt more permanent than the sprawling tent city that spontaneously sprang up after the first world city was demolished. The Prosperity Project would replace the tent city and would be symbolically built on the site of the old world city. The slogan was "A place of dignity, where prosperity begins." The apartments weren't much bigger than the space you'd get in your average coffin motel, but they were built around plazas and marketplaces that contained goods and services catering to the poor. The government forgot the reasons of the last world city. They loved the idea of containing the refugees and the poor to only a few densely populated blocks. It kept them out of the public eye. Securing the contract catapulted Sang Mechanical Services fortunes ahead. It eventually put Josephine Sang onto the executive council. One slum made her rich? That doesn't line up. How did she get so powerful by building a slum? Ito na lang. Mas ano to eh. Mas direct eh. It's a very big slum. Apparently, that was also the beginning of a series of lucrative building contracts that propelled TMS into the big time. Where's Raymond come into all this? Ang kulit nitong si Duncan eh. Kanina pa siya tanong kay Raymond eh. Raymond Black doesn't come into it at all. But Edward Sang does. Edward Sang? Josephine's husband or son? Is Raymond Black actually Edward Sang? Gandang tanong yun ah. Edward Sang? Na lang. That's your foster father's real name. Ayun pala, tama pala yung isang question eh. Raymond Black was actually Edward Sang, the only son of Josephine Sang and her late husband, Breakwater Sang. Edward was in charge of laying the groundwork for the walled city, excavation and utilities, running in power lines, sewage, that kind of thing. So our secret foster grandmother is trying to kill us? What kind of a name is Breakwater? I always wondered where Raymond's money came from. Ito na lang muna. Well, this doesn't make any sense. Remember that massive gray water leak that flooded the basement back in 48? When we got back from that camping trip in the Salish, Ray screamed bloody murder about that. Yeah, remember that? Remember what happened to Mrs. Maloney? What about it? Ito na lang. Wala tayong information din eh. Ray didn't know the first thing about sewer lines. He hired a small army of plumbers, probably paid them double what the job was worth to fix the thing. And it still took almost 2 months to get the leak under. And it still took almost 2 months to get the leak under control. And Josephine put him. And Josephine. And Josephine put him in charge of the utilities. No wonder the world city smells like that. So, not much of a utility expert, huh? Ito na lang. So if this man was not in charge of the utilities for the project, what was he doing down there? I don't know, but Edward Sang disappeared from the public eye shortly after Prosperity was completed, around 2031. That's about the time he moved to Seattle, around 7 years before he found us. But what happened in the walled city? And what would make Raymond want to go back in there now after all these years? I don't know, but I intend to find out. That's a question for later. For now, let's make some money. Doesn't matter. What matters is payback. I don't know, but I intend to find out. Ito lang. For karma. Okay, nice. Magagamit natin yan. Teka. Actually, kulang yan eh. Kailangan ko pa ng isa. Teka. O, tama. Kuha muna ako isa. Kumakakuha tayo ng at least kailangan ko ng 4 para makuha ko tong unarmed, tapos yung isa lalagay ko dito sa biotech. So, save muna natin. Okay. Get some rest muna bago natin ano yan. Kasi feeling ko yung mga panaginip may meaning yun eh, yung mga dreams. So, splash. Ano to? Spells. Items. Confirm. Feeling ko importante yung pagtulog lagi eh. Kaya, check ko lang yung... Nakuha ba tayo? Wala. Wala kami nakuha tayong bago eh. You awaken from a blank, featureless sleep. Sweat-soaked and starving. You feel uneasy, but you can't say why. Gradually, you heave yourself out of bed. Crap. Anong nangyari doon? Okay, at least nakuha natin yan. So, check ko muna yung time, guys. Okay. Ano na lang pala eh. Time na. So, kailangan natin i-save. Teka, bago natin i-save, teka. Save natin doon sa tabi ng kwarto ni... Ay. Sa baba nga pala yung mga nakasama natin. So, hindi. Dito na muna tayo sa ano. Dito tayo sa tabi ng terminal. Dito natin i-save. Okay, lapit na yung time eh. So, save ko na lang muna. Tuloy na lang natin next time. Tanggalin ko na yung timer. Ano na eh. 4 minutes na lang din eh. Okay. Ganda natin. Okay guys, Kersan Velasa signing off. Tuloy na lang natin next episode.